Morning everybody, welcome to the Do3 Daily Briefing for Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. Every day seems the same in this lockdown, but hopefully we'll be being released pretty soon and we'll get back to normal with the measures being changed on the 4th from 2 meters to 1 meter plus. So hopefully that'll make quite a big difference. Unfortunately, no news on the pools yet. We were hoping and praying that the gyms and the pools would be opening on the 4th, but they've obviously decided that's not going to happen, and we don't really have any information when that is going to happen. So we've got to keep on waiting, I'm afraid. So as soon as we get any information on that, then we'll let you know. But hopefully it won't be too far away and get people back in the water. Right. So what have we got today? I haven't got a huge amount to go through today. We're going to start off with looking at training. So let's have a look at my screen here. So this is the training session we did this morning. So it was more of a sweet spot than a threshold session. So threshold is kind of more or less the effort that you can hold for about an hour. This is a little bit dialed back from that. So sweet spot, the best way of describing sweet spot really is the area in your training effort on your if you're going to give it an effort level from 0 to 10, and threshold is about kind of 8, 8.5, 9 thereabouts, or maybe 8, 8.5. Sweet spot is about 7.5, so it's a little step back from there. Okay, and it's kind of the best way to think about it is the way that you kind of get the most bang for your buck. You get the most training effect for not the minimal effort, but not for an effort level which is going to really wipe you out. Okay, so we actually have a zone which we call sweet spot zone, the way we train. So we spend a lot of time there. So this is effectively a sweet spot session. So as you can see on the screen there, we have a little bit of a ball ramped up build up, and these are kind of effectively over-unders around about the sweet spot level. So a minute and a half just below sweet spot, and then 30 seconds above, repeating that through 4 times, and then going into a 4-minute recovery after that. And then we did another over-under, but this time it was a little bit higher. The under was a little bit higher, if that makes sense. So repeating that through 4 times, 5-minute recovery, similar kind of thing again, and then a 6-minute recovery. And the last one there was you were further under and further over. So we did a minute and a half at, I've got it here at 70% of FTP, 70% of threshold, and then the 30 seconds was actually around about threshold effort. All right, so it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad this morning, as sweet spot sessions shouldn't be. It's more the fatigue you get through the duration, which is what you start to feel. So the effort level is challenging but doable, or it should be anyway. And then a 5-minute cool down to finish, and that was that. So nice and straightforward, that one. So tomorrow's training session, we have endurance both tomorrow and Friday. The endurance sessions have been creeping up. We were trying to squeeze a little bit more time out of everybody, but you can see there from the time that they're going up to an hour and 16 now. Clearly people that are doing the sessions, if you only have an hour or you only have 50 minutes or whatever, just stay for as long as you have. There's no obligation to stay all the way through, but it's gone up to an hour and 16 minutes now. And as you can see there, it's a simple ramp up and then ramp back down again, little pyramid set. Starts off nice and steady, 50 to 55% of FTP, and effectively goes up in 5 percentage points per step, if that makes sense. So it goes 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. Then the highest one is 75 to 80, and then we go back down again, but they're slightly longer. They're 10-minute steps on the way back down, so that's all pretty straightforward. The same thing on Friday. Where have I gone? Here we go. Okay, so that's that. Pretty straightforward. Pool news we've already spoken about. So again, if we hear any more news on the pool side of things, then we'll let you know. I think a lot of you are open water swimming at the moment, so you're still getting your swimming fix in at the moment. It's not quite the same until we get the squads back. So the only thing I want to speak about today, Corinne just reminded me about this, is it's going to be super warm today. It's going to be 30 degrees, I believe. It's the hottest day of the year so far. If you are training, just remember to take your hydration. Make sure you're well hydrated before you go and also during, because lack of hydration can really affect your performance. The more hydration, the more dehydrated you become, then the more it has effect, and the more of an effect it has on your body, and it goes up exponentially. So you just lose a few percentage points of your body weight in water, and it can really make a big difference to your ability to perform. All right, so make sure that you stay hydrated. lots of sunscreen. We don't want to burn anybody kind of burn themselves to a crisp. Apart from not looking very nice, it can affect your training. If you're feeling really rough because you've burnt yourself, then not good for your training for the next few days, because you probably feel a bit worn out and a bit rubbish. So make sure you get lots of sun cream on. And just to finish off, if you do really need to kind of think about the heat when you're training, particularly cycling. Well, let's deal with them both separately. So cycling, it will affect you. The heat will affect you, but you probably won't feel it physically as much because you've got the wind rushing past you as you ride. But you will be still sweating quite a lot. So again, just be careful of the effort level and stay hydrated. Running, you really will feel it if you're running, particularly doing some kind of slightly harder intervals or going longer. Then you will start to feel the heat, and it can actually almost take you up a full training zone. All right, so if you're going to go and do a zone 4 session, for example, kind of sub threshold or thereabouts, then your heart rate may be jumping up a little bit higher than you're used to. All right, so really kind of just try and work on feel a little bit more. You might not be hitting the same kind of paces for the heart rate that you usually see. It can really make a big difference on your heart rate. So there's a little bit of advice there for training in the heat. We've got Richard. Morning, Richard. Richard Eden's popped up, said hello, and Corin. Good morning, Corin. Don't know how many people are watching today, but nice and short and sweet. So I think that's it. So tomorrow we have 11s, and we've got the endurance session on the bike tomorrow. And that's about it. I think plenty of work on for me today. I'm going to try and get out on the bike in the sunshine for a little bit and make the most of that. But well, as always, plenty of work. But I hope you guys are keeping safe, and we'll see you out there. Take care.